printing, you can hear 100% infield. Huge thing here. This is also on island. I mean, can you even see it 3D printed? Oh no, even play around. It's very nice. So we are in the lab. 40mm cube. Whoa. Be mine. All our different materials. How do you guys like this? I think we are live. Hey everyone, how's everything? Noah, now was Michael, Mark, you of you, Command PLA, Twigs, Command PLA, Greeth, Oren. Thank you everyone for joining again for another stream, another weekly stream where we're going to talk about 3D printing. So, I'm awesome. Yes, you are. Can you wait a few seconds to be awesome? Just a few seconds. Give me a few seconds just to be awesome. Let me do this. Let me do this, and then a few more seconds. There you go. Now you can be awesome. Distraction. I remember you. I remember that name. So now you guys can be awesome. Hold back the awesomeness. Yes. Now you can go. Everyone can be awesome. Rock and roll. Slim Picking. F Dav Pash. Nice to see everyone. David M. Okay, so today we have. Let me put me back here. So we had an awesome week. We had an awesome week on Discord, and also some 3D printing news. And I don't know how many of you, I think around 6 of you, I think, joined our 2 sessions during the week that we talked about 3D printing outside of our stream. And we had some evening talks. I mean, evening for me, like the 9 p.m. science talk. And that was awesome. The first one was about, the calibration cube and stuff that I did with Zombie Hedgehog. And then I think Abdullah joined. I think Grace, joined also. A few other joined on the go. And then we had another one yesterday evening for me that was about warping, about the thermal expansion part of the theory. And that was awesome. That was really, really awesome. So guys, if you're not on our Discord yet and you really love these topics, we have outside of the stream talk on these topics. So on the stream, I may summarize all of this. But if you really like it, then you can join our let's say backstage discussion on all of this, which is pretty amazing. You are the first that I have said my name correctly. Oh, really? Yeah. Usually I'm not very good with name because you guys put the name in English pronunciation way, and then I'm coming with my French pronunciation of your name, and then that destroyed everything. So let me read my topic of today so that you know at least what I plan. The first thing I want to talk about TDS, and I think that was the name of the stream. I think I wrote something like what's in our TDS, or what's the Polymaker TDS, or something like this. So we are going to dive into the TDS, and then I'm going to explain every single test that we're doing, like the test method, and then why we test this and what does it represent in the material. Because you remember we talked about a lot of people say PLA Plus is very strong, is stronger, but very few people can actually define what's the strengths we're talking about. And there is many different type of strengths, and there is many different way to test it. So we're going to talk about this one. So that's the first one. And then, have you seen the new features on our website? It's version 1. Well, it's version 0.1. Let's say like this. I did it 2 days ago, and then I put the data together. I put some chart, and then I put it online. And it's not optimized for mobile yet, mainly because the app I'm using doesn't work. I mean, I have an app. I have a mobile version, but you have to download the app. It's called Power BI, and then you can have the mobile version. But if you are on desktop, then it works very well. So we are going to see that tool together. And then because I need more feedback, like I say, it's version 0 point something, so I would need more feedback. So that's the first one, TDS. The second one, I want to summarize a little bit the calibration cube idea or discussion that we had on Discord, because that's going to be one of our print buster topic. A lot of people use calibration cube, but I don't think a lot of people know why or how to use it, or let's say there is some discussion there, and I think it's a great topic for our print buster show. So TDS, calibration cube. Then I have warping. I want to summarize very quickly because I didn't have time to do my drawing and stuff, and it's very difficult to talk about the other theory. So we talked about the dice well, the elastic theory on Saturday, but we didn't talk too much about the thermal one. We more criticize the thermal theory instead of helping the theory. So that was the goal on Saturday, was to criticize. But now I want to help building that theory. So Grace, sorry, I still don't know how to pronounce the name, but yesterday helped me a lot with Andrew, the Maker Meals, right, to help building that theory a little bit more. And I think we were quite successful, really. I think we spent 2 hours or something of discussion, but we came up with something, that makes much more sense than what I was thinking before. So TDS, warping, calibration. And the last one is printing fast. I saw a video from the 3D printing nerd and on TCT, and the first part, I only watched the two first part, like the first two part, and they were talking about printing fast. And I was a little bit frustrated when I saw the video because they were only talking about, the fact that they use, how do you say, like lead screw or something. I will show you the video. And I was frustrated because in my mind, printing fast is not much to do with the head movement. Yes, you can figure out, but I think it's pretty easy right now to figure out how to make something move fast without vibrating or with accuracy, etc. I think we have pretty good experience with CNC, so I think it's pretty straightforward. But the material management, like how do you extrude very fast and cool it very fast, I think that's the key, and that's what I want to. That's actually my question to this guy. So we are going to watch that video. So that's only these four, and then one announcement, which I'm going to do now, is I would like to, let's check again the poll of, whether we go on Twitch or not. And I think it's still. Let me check. Where is the poll? Here. So 50-60. So now we have way more people that wants to stay on YouTube, and way more, like 10 more people, right? And 50 on Twitch. So what I was thinking is this. What I would like to do is we are going to keep our YouTube, right? We're going to keep our weekly talk about 3D printing. And on Twitch, I'm going to launch the Print Buster show. So it's going to be a show. Somehow, I think Twitch like to have shows, right? And so I'm going to keep the talk about 3D printing here on YouTube. And then I'm going to have a weekly Print Buster show, and then that show will only focus on very scientific discussion, and then try to not always bust some myth, like debunk some myths, but at least clarify a lot of 3D printing point. So hopefully, what do you guys think? Here I know we have a YouTube audience, so most likely I guess you would like the Print Buster to be on YouTube, but I was thinking we have a Print Buster show on one side, and then we have talk about 3D printing and news and maybe analyzing some videos and stuff here on YouTube. So that was the idea. Like teeth with a G, like teeth with a G, GIF. But then how do you pronounce the G? The G, like in French, or teeth like GIF. GIF. Okay, spread the wealth. Twitch is cool too. Yeah, so I'm thinking about doing both. No idea. I'm new to Discord. Can you record on Discord? I don't know. Grith. I don't know. I need to get better with slicing. Dum Dev. You need to get better with slicing. What would be the best? What would be the best way to start to get better at slicing? Is that let me think. I think the best way to get better at slicing is to learn all the settings. I mean, not all of them, but the more settings you know, like you need to know exactly what settings do what. If you increase the number of shell, then what does it do? If you increase the printing temperature, what does it do? Like it increases the heat block temperature, but not the extrusion temperature. If you increase the speed, then you also decrease the printing temperature, like the extrusion temperature. So all of these things, I think, can help being better at slicing. I started slicing with Simplify 3D, and then I learned literally almost every single setting. What does it do? How does it affect, etc. And then we arrive in Cura, and then I realized when I arrived in Cura with their 300 plus setting, I was like, okay, maybe I don't need to learn everything, but the more the better. I need Nutella. I don't know why. I don't know either. Would be great if the after hours meeting could be recorded, at least the one that goes deep in stuff. Yeah, so everything, theoretically, this live stream is recorded. But somehow the 20 seconds one, the one we had before, somehow YouTube decided to strike that one. So I don't know. I don't think I used any particular word except criticizing the thermal expansion theory about warping. But except from that, I don't think I made it not friendly, the stream. So I don't know. Maybe too much excitement against something, and then YouTube was thinking, well, this guy is crazy. So shut down that particular stream. Join the Discord and help. Yeah. Dum Dev. You can also join the Discord. I think we have a slicer. Let me check. You have here. You have a 3D slicer, and there's a lot of discussion around slicing, like what does slicing do and stuff. Okay, great. So let's get started. Let me show you our new the new tool. So if you go on the website us.polymaker.com, and then you go in material comparison. So do you remember before it was some kind of screenshot of charts, but now if you click, you will be redirected to an app that is called Power BI. So app.powerbi.com, and on this app, I basically put all the raw data that we have, pretty much all the raw data we have on our material. So on the left side, you have all our materials, like the products, the filaments, and at the top, you have all the different tests, like type of values that you can select from. So, and then at the bottom, you have state. State is only for nylon, because the dry state and the wet state will have very different mechanical values. So you can differentiate them. So if I go, for example, let's say PS6CF, and then you see for the dry state, then the impact strength is 13.3, but in the wet state is 32.8. So it's almost three times bigger. So the state is mainly for nylon. Then you have the axis. So for example, if you go where is tensile strength. So this is the tensile strength of our different materials. So you can see the blue one means you can see the color is the method we used, and you can see that for flexible materials we're not using the same method, the same standard, but for all the other is basically the same. So here you can also select whether it's the XY axis that you want or the Z axis. So the Z axis would be kind of the layer adhesion, right? The tensile strength of the Z axis. So that's where you can get. And if you don't select anything, by default is going to give the biggest value. So usually it's going to give XY if you don't select anything. And this is what we are going to review today. So, you have the Young's modulus, you have bending strengths, elongation at break, blah, blah, blah. So you have you have all the data that you have in the TDS, but now instead of going and downloading all the TDS and trying to put them together and compare the material, you just have to come here, and then you just select what material. Like this is the density of all our materials. You have the shore hardness, the crystallization temperature, melt index. Melt index is the same. There's many different. You test the melt index at different temperature, so that's why there's many different color depending on the temperature. So this is what we talked about, I think, a month ago. I told you that I'm going to make a more interactive tool. So that's the tool. What do you guys think? It's not awesome, right? It's not a beautiful design or stuff, but it's very functional. So hopefully that was something that you had in mind. Like when I explained what I wanted to do, I hope the picture you had was more or less this. I feel bad because I've never used Polymaker filament. Destruction, don't feel bad. As long as you have used filaments, at least. Do you have a 3D printer? If you have a 3D printer and then you print in some stuff, then that's fine. Whether it's Polymaker or not, that's a different story. Buildersmart, I want to say thank you very much for the Discord giveaway and a chance to try the cotton white. Great. Buildersmart, did you win? Oh yeah, you did. So remember, guys, we have a daily giveaway on the Discord. So anyone can enter, and you can also, if you're a very, very lucky guy, then you can win multiple ways because you can re-enter that giveaway. Luke Barbosa, hi everyone. Thank you for joining. Luke, are you the one that contacted me on Twitter for you're from the UK or something? Is that should be very early for you, no? In the morning, or maybe it's a completely different look. Just changed my name. Did it work? Yes, iRib. It worked. Okay, great. So just got here, but I like what I see. Yes, Santiago, I'm pretty sure you're going to like this tool. So I just introduced it very, very quickly, but we are going to talk in detail about each test method. But I'm just getting just like first feedback from people on what they think, because I'm pretty sure the feedback might be design is awful, functionality pretty good, something like this. But yeah, you can select materials and test method, and then you can compare. You can compare everything. It's pretty nice. Like all our PLA, a lot of people wanted to have an idea of all the PLA. Then click, you just come, click our PLA. Maybe I can add a button to directly add all the PLA together. But then you can see. Now you can see how Polymax PLA is. How awesome is that material, right? And then tensor strengths, you can have an idea. We are still revising. So you can see in red. In red is basically because, having so many data for like 10 years of making this, sometimes it's hard to have the standard exactly the same. So, for example, Polylite Silk PLA, we noticed that the data that we have are a little bit strange. If you go and check for example, the tensor strengths, we have the Polylite Silk PLA that is the highest one. And then I think the bending modulus, the Silk PLA is also extremely high. So this is for us a data that is strange. So we are retesting it. So that's why Polylite Silk PLA data are being retested. Polylite PLA VST is the same. If you go in the Vickers softening temperature, here you can see Polylite PLA is 158. So that's the reason is before, because Polylite PLA is an old product. Before we were taking the Vickers softening temperature of the filament, not the printed part. But because of our jam-free technology, the filament has a high heat resistance. But once it's processed, then the heat resistance of the part is the same as regular PLA. So that's why we need to retest this Vickers softening temperature, testing the printed part, not the filament. And then all the PLA data are using the 2022 methodology, and all the other one are using the old methodology. So that's why sometimes comparing our PLA with other materials can be a little bit strange. So that's why. So, and if you find any other data that looks strange for you, then feel free to contact us here. If you click here, it will redirect you to the contact us page, and then you can just say, hey, I checked the glass fiber nylon, and the modulus is higher than carbon fiber, but theoretically should be the opposite. And then you just send us this, and then we will have a look. Or you can join our Discord. If you click here, then it will invite you to our Discord. Matt Matt just posted an idea on the Discord that I think would make the site much more useful for general public. Okay. If it's possible to add photos to the explanation card, that could be really helpful, like the Polymaker training document. Yes. So we had Zombie and Matt wanted to have more explanation. Like if you click on something, then you have an explanation of what it is, like sharpening impact strength. And I'm going to use this. So we are going to go through this one just in a minute, and this is explaining properly, what each test are, with a picture, like a picture, and the explanation, and everything is explained properly. So I don't know how am I going to do that yet. Maybe a second tab or something. But when you click, if you want more information, you go on the second tab, and then you will have the explanation. So that could be version 0.2. So yes, we're working on that. Is the blue glow in the dark to come in stock again soon? Tim, not at the moment. We launched it as a beta version. We had some feedback that the brightness was not as bright as the green, so we put it back in R&D. But it happened that it's very, very hard to make a color other than green that has the brightness as much as green. So we may just release pretty much the same, maybe slightly brighter. But that's the reason why it was on the market as a beta testing, then removed, and then we might put it back most likely Q3 this year. The Poly Clear intrigues me. Yeah, I don't know what is the Poly Clear. Is that a new product from us? I don't know. Design could do some work. Yes, I know. I need to do there is basically only one small logo because I'm more of a data guy. So as long as you can select the data and stuff, for me that's it. But I haven't run it through our designer yet. Once I will do that, then I will. I think the tool will be super useful for some of the community not use. I'd have the background to use it well with that much depth. Yeah, I'm not sure I understood properly, but maybe I understand the idea. It's true that a lot of people, when they go on material comparison, they are looking for, like, maybe something like I'm doing RC cars, so what should I use? They don't really know. They don't really know what properties they would need. Like, they are looking, what PLA should I use? And then they go here, and then, okay, great, you have nice data, nice way to present them, but it doesn't show me anything. So that's the bridge that I still need to fill. That's the gap. Sorry, that's the gap that I still need to bridge. Like, for 80% maybe of the people, they may be more less data driven and more something else, which I need to figure out. Okay, hi non-fam. So let's go into the details. So I will walk you through the training document that I created for Polymaker, and then we'll go point by point. Some of them will go a little bit fast, some of them less. And if there is anything that you don't understand, then just quickly put a chat message, and then I will stop a little bit and then explain more about that. Okay. So let me go through that. Okay, so Polymaker value. Oh, by the way, did you know? I mean, I just take advantage of this because I might not talk about this, but did you know our Polymaker values, like the core values? Like, anytime we have new employees or we have some team building, then we refocus on our core values. So I don't think we market it a lot because it's really for our team and like what's our principle and stuff. But maybe, I just want to highlight a little bit. So customer oriented is our first one. So we really, we really have an open ears to customers. Basically, they are the one building products. They are the one that use the product. So they are the one that know the most about what the product should be. So that's more customer oriented. Responsible is when we do something, we are really responsible of it. When we take a decision, we are going to protect that decision because we are responsible of it. It's, for example, if we decide to use cardboard spool instead of master spool, well, even though we are going to do some new product, but at that time we decided to launch cardboard spool, then we are responsible for that. That's our decision. If someone going to come and say, yeah, you should have launched master spool, blah blah blah, then we will try to defend ourselves. We take that decision because of a reason, and then we are going to say that reason. Polymax PLA is the toughest on the market, and we take responsibility for that claim, and we will back it up, etc. Entrepreneurial is, we have a spirit where everyone in Polymaker, it's, you can see me, for example. I'm not really, that's not my main responsibility, but like doing this stream and stuff. But the company gives me the flexibility of doing new stuff, of doing stuff that, being an intrapreneurial, like being entrepreneurial within a company. So that's a little bit this. And embrace innovation is changes, innovation, always looking forward, looking for new stuff, looking for not being afraid of changing, not being afraid of challenging what is around us to make things better. So very quick, just maybe not interesting for everyone, but just the core values that we have in the team. And then our mission is to simplify creation. This is basically everywhere, I think. Product range, that's not interesting. Yeah, the PCP, maybe we can go through the PCP one day, which is this. Let me know if you are interested. So the PCP is the profile creation process. So basically, when you create a profile, you have different factors that you need to take in consideration: the material, the printer, the environment, the model geometry, and the model purpose. So this is the 5 most important factors that you need to take in consideration when creating a profile. And then I divide the PCB, blah, blah, extrusion flow management, cooling fan, warpage. If you deal with all of this, then you should have very good profile by only doing this 4-step, blah, blah. So this is like a more detailed part of that training. So I start by the polymer definition. I think you all know that, monomer, and then transform into polymer, no problem. For the families of polymers, I think you are more or less all familiar with this one. The fact that you have the thermoset on one side that will cure and cross-link, so cannot be reprocessed. Then you have the thermoplastic, and then in thermoplastic you have semi-crystalline and amorphous. So if there's any of you that is not familiar with this, then let me know. Basically, semi-crystalline, PLA, nylon, PP, this kind. Oh, am I dropping? Let me check. I think I need to change my VPN. I'm dropping a little bit. So actually, I don't need VPN. Sound choppy. Yeah. So let me close my VPN. I don't need it for now. I'm not going to go on YouTube or things like this. So let me off my VPN for now. Let me off and reload. So don't move. Let me off and reload. Okay. So now it should be better. Yeah, now it should be better. I removed the VPN. I don't need it as long as I'm not using Google or YouTube or something. I'm just using my PDF. So is that good? How strong is the nylon without post-processing it? By post-processing, do you mean annealing or do you mean moisture conditioning? Like, do you mean putting it in hot water for some time, like in water for some time, or annealing it, like putting it in the oven? Yeah, so the annealing will increase its modulus. How strong is the nylon? Or stronger? I don't know if you need specific factors, but stronger. Okay, all good. Yeah, so it should be very good now. I completely removed the VPN. Okay, semi-crystalline amorphous. Okay, do you remember melting temperature? That's one of the biggest misconception. Okay, What's the melting temperature of ABS? There's no, right? There's no melting temperature. What's the melting temperature of PC? There's no melting temperature, right? You remember, melting temperature is the temperature at which the crystals melt. So if it's an amorphous, then there is no crystal, so there is no melting temperature. Okay, so that kind of just to remind, semi-crystalline and amorphous. And let me put the banner for the new people that are coming. Okay, next page. Oh yeah, so I explained what is a thermoset, what is a thermoplastic, what is amorphous, what is semi-crystalline, but I guess nothing new for you. Okay, so the DSC, so differential, differential scanning calorimetry. So this is what is going to be able to define the different temperature. So I won't go into details on this. Maybe in the Printbuster show I will explain exactly how it works, but I don't want to be I don't want to be boring for the people here, because this is really going into the detail. But what you need to remember is 4 different temperature point. Okay, glass transition temperature, crystallization temperature, melting temperature, and the decomposition temperature. The TD is not very important for us, the decomposition temperature. So the glass transition temperature is the temperature at which you go from a glass state to a rubber state, right? So the temperature at which the polymer don't have enough energy to move freely to a state where they have enough energy to move freely. Okay, so you got me. So for example, if I give you the question of what is the TG of Polyflex TPU95, okay, what is the TG? What do you think? Is that like around I don't know, 60 degree like PLA, or lower, maybe 50 degree, 40 degree? What's the glass transition temperature of Polyflex TPU95 or TPU in general? I read below room temperature. Yeah, otherwise it would be hard. Okay, so TPU glass transition temperature in general is around I think minus 30 or maybe minus 40 degrees. Minus something, right? Because the glass transition temperature is the temperature at which you have a rubber state, and TPU is the rubber state at room temperature. So it means already above TG. This fraction, minus 20, yeah, around that temperature. So at that temperature, then you will feel the same as a PLA, for example, at room temperature. It will be a glass state, so it will be solid. Breaking up again? No, that's not possible. Are we too technical? Too technical for YouTube? Let me do this. I have an idea. Let me go. Okay, let me go in Taiwan again. Let's go and borrow Taiwanese servers. Is that better now? Okay, it's good. Okay, sorry guys. I went to Taiwan. Should be better. Okay, so that's TG. TC, and sorry for the guys that were here on Saturday, and because I explained this on Saturday. So TC, the crystallization temperature, the temperature at which the polymer has the highest kinetic energy to create crystals. That was not the best way to say it, but the TC, crystallization happen at almost any temperature. Crystallization happen, but the TC is the temperature at which it happened the fastest. Does that make sense? If you're above TG, it will happen and de-happen at the same time. So the rate at which it builds is very slow. Below TG, below TC, the polymers are too slow, so they crystallize very slowly. at TC is the perfect temperature. They come together very quickly and not too fast that they break again. So that's TC. TM is the temperature that the polymer have so much energy that the crystal cannot maintain their crystal structure. And then TD is where the primary bond start to break, like the backbone of the polymer start to break. So in a polymer you have the secondary bond and the primary bond. The primary bond is like from one carbon to another carbon, right? Like the actual polymer, the bond that is making that long chain. And the secondary bond is that chain is going to fold on itself and is going to create secondary bond, hydrogen bond between itself or other. So that's like secondary bond. Okay, it's weaker than the primary bond. Like for example, at TG, the energy is great enough so that the secondary bonds start to break. So that's why it can move. And TD, the energy is so great that even the backbone start to break. Okay. I think adding an endothermic or exothermic A-ball with an arrow pointing on the corresponding direction of the DSC graph really helps to understand it. Heat may confuse if it's the oven or the samples. Yes. Yes, that's true. Or maybe I'm the only one get confused. Well, I think most of the people are not familiar with the DSC, but you're right. It can be confusing. But again, I won't go into this DSC. So all the different temperatures is clear. TG exactly what is TC exactly what is TM what is TE, because when you're printing, all these are very important. I'm breaking up again. I can see I'm breaking up. Let me reload that. Let me do that. Let me reload. Okay, should be better now. I don't know. Obviously, it has to be today. When it's important to catch the whole phrase, otherwise it's too difficult to understand. Then obviously that's today that we're breaking up. Of course. Yeah, it should be better now. Yeah, that's the worst way to learn about something, where you only catch 50% of what the guys say. Then sorry for that. But the temperature, can we YouTube doesn't want us to be awesome. Yeah. There you go again, Robotnik. Yeah, sorry. So can I say that the temperature is clear for everyone? Can I say that there is how many? 24 people that has a perfect understanding of temperature. The audio reached TD. Okay, so that means you understand. Okay, let's go ahead. That way we can make up the rest and it still sound like expert on Twitter. Okay, so let's go next. So that was on the temperature side. Okay. Now let's go on the mechanical side. So the first one is the tensile testing. So there is many different tests that we do, and each of the tests is going to give us different values. So the first one we do is we print a dog bone shape, right? And then we do a tensile test. So we are pulling things apart. What kind of information we get from that one? So we have the first one we have is the tensile strength. The tensile strength here is defined by yield strength. Okay, so here you have the elastic deformation. Okay, actually the yield strength should be here. Like it shouldn't have the curve here. Okay, so that's my mistake. actually shouldn't have this mistake in the training document, but you know, when the elastic deformation finishes, right, when it won't going to come back. So that's the strength. Okay. Revenge from the count bow. Yes. Okay, so that's the tensor strength. Okay, and then if we have a look here, we have let's put silk PLA. What could it be? What could it be? Is it I have too many things open? Let me let me close the Discord. Let me close this, and then shall we close the giveaway to make it better? I need to close some stuff. Let me close Twitter. Let me close this one. Okay, I will keep the giveaway. Okay, so it's back now. I don't know what's happening. So tensor strength. Okay, we will have the tensor strength, and then you will have the tensor modulus. So every time you hear me talking about modulus, right? The modulus is the ratio between the stress you're putting and the strain. So which means how much does it require, like a ratio between so the modulus is going to show you how rigid a material is. So a very high modulus means you require a high amount of stress just to deform a little bit. Okay, so tensor modulus is how much stress do you need to put for something to be pulled apart. Bending modulus is the amount of stress you need in order to bend it. Okay, so that's bending modulus and tensor modulus. And the tensor modulus is basically the Young's modulus. Okay, the Young's modulus is the tensor modulus. Okay, great. So we have the tensor strength, the Young's modulus, and then out of the same we have the elongation at break. Okay, the elongation at break will means so how far you can pull things apart, right? So if you check the PLA, now you can realize one of the advantage of Polytera PLA. Okay, can you see the elongation at break of Polytera PLA compared to any other one? And that's based on the formula we're using. Okay, so that's why it's if you notice, Polytera PLA is a very ductile material. How can we define what pressure and temperature a TPU can withstand, especially the TPU HF series? The glass transition temperature is low because it is flexible material. So what should we use a basis to define pressure temperature of flexible material? Tim, that's a great question. By the way, people, please ask question. If there is anything, please ask question, because that makes the stream more interesting. Because your question as a user may be questioned from many other users. So I often have questions from people that ask, what's the heat resistance of your TPU? But how can we answer that, right? Because what happened from TG to TD? What's going to happen is simplified. It will go more and more viscous or less and less viscous. Okay? There's no point where we say, okay, now it's not heat resistant anymore. Okay, so for example, how can we define what pressure and what temperature a TPU can withstand? So what you could do is, for example, the 100% modulus. Okay, so if I take the 100% modulus, the 100% modulus is the amount of force you need to elongate your TPU 100%. So which means 2 times. Okay, so for example, TPU 95 HF, it requires 32.2 megapascal in order to elongate it 2 times. Okay, so now you can use different temperature. So this is at 23 degrees Celsius, but if but at 60 degrees Celsius, maybe you only require 5 megapascal in order to have 100% modulus. So in your question, you basically answer it. You always have to match for everything, right? But you have to match, the stress you put with what it can withstand. Or the glass transfer temperature is low because it's flexible material. So what should we use as a basis to define pressure temperature of a flexible material? I don't know if there's a basis. I don't know if there's a particular standard that would define the heat resistance of flexible. But hopefully the way to read the data, for example, for the 100% modulus, help a little bit. Because you also don't have Vickett softening temperature. You cannot use that. You cannot use HDT. So I don't know. There must be another standard, but we are not using that standard. This standard could be what I just said. You just do 100% modulus, but at different temperature, and then you check. Okay, at above 60 degree, then it only needs less than 1 megapascal. So basically, it's way too flexible for my application. But below 60 degree, it looks like it's taking quite some force, more than 5 megapascal, in order to deform it. So that, team, to answer your question, that could be an idea. So doing this 100% modulus test, but at different temperature. Does heat deflection testing work for TPU material? No, it won't work. Only rigid material. The main reason is this one. If you go and check the HDT, so that's the bending test, but okay, so this is the Vickett softening temperature, okay, and this is the heat deflection temperature. So heat deflection temperature is the measure of the temperature at which the polymer undergoes a certain amount of deformation, okay. The test is conducted using a specific load with a steadily increasing temperature by 2 degrees per minute. And then you measure, okay, breaking up. Every time I start explaining something, then it breaks up. YouTube doesn't want to explain stuff. Come on, come back. YouTube, please. It's not coming back. I'm breaking up. I know. I must be breaking up. You good? Are you sure I'm good? Because I only have 2 bars. Okay, now I'm good. Every time I want to explain something, then it's breaking up. Okay. So I was saying this, and what's the problem? The problem is we measure the temperature. The HDT is defined by the temperature at which the specimen will deform. The strain will be 10 millimeter. So what's the problem with flexible? The problem with flexible is you put the same load and it's already reaching 10 millimeter. So we cannot use that standard. So there is 2 load. The first one is 1.8 megapascal. The second one is 0.45 megapascal. So that's the 2. I think it's called HDT-A, HDT-B. So that's the main reason why we cannot use HDT. Blah blah blah. So Incendium 87. So the answer is only rigid material. I've only used PLA, never tried anything else. David M, you need to be adventurous. Try some other one. Try ASA. Every time there's an explanation, it's breaking up. Yes, looks like YouTube doesn't like we explain things properly. Polymaker has 9 type of PLA. Yes, the number on the TDS is at yield or at break. I think I've asked before, but I always forget. I think at yield would be more useful. Nobody likes their parts permanently deformed here. Yes, it's at yield. The tensor strength on the TDS V 5.1 is at yield. I've used the PLA Pro, the Polyterra, and the Silk from Polymaker. Yes, I mean, David M. Even if you only use PLA, you should have a lot of choice. Okay, so let me continue. Again, if you have any question, please ask. So that was the tensor testing. The other one is the Sharpie impact strength. Okay, you have, what's the difference between the EZOD and the Sharpie? I think the main difference is when you take the part, the Sharpie, you are going to hold both ends, and then you are going to kick it in the middle. Okay, and on the EZOD, you only have one end, or the other way around. I don't remember. I think, let me see. Yeah, I think the Sharpie, you take both ends, and EZOD, you only need one. And then you have the notch. The notch test is there is a notch inside, and the unnotch test, and there's no notch inside. Can I use the charts to determine creep in finished part? No, you won't be able. But I do have some other data that I can put. That is actually what? You see, I start to explain something and then it's breaking up. It's not going to be a funny stream today. It's not going to be a funny stream. I don't have good internet. Breaking Bad. Stephen Poole. Don't worry. You're not missing much because it's breaking all the time. I don't have good internet. How about I disconnect my phone? I don't have good internet. Okay, good again. So it's going, it's going up and down, I guess. I think you're being censored on purpose today. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. I don't know. Hi, Stephen. Hi again. Okay, so that was the Sharpie impact strength, okay? And usually that defines the toughness of the material. So I like to say a material is very durable if it has a high impact strength. Durability means, you take your part and then, you play with it, you throw it away, blah, blah, blah. So if it's very durable, then usually it will have a high impact strength. It will have a high toughness, okay? Rather than this is more rigidity. This is the strength. Okay, usually when people think about strong, my guess is they usually mean durable. Like, is that going to break when I'm going to use it? And usually that's related to Sharpie impact strength. Okay, not really the tensor, in my opinion. The next one is the bending strength. This one is very straightforward. So Sharpie impact strength, very clear. Tensor, Young's modulus, bending strength, bending modulus, elongation at break. Low temperature impact strength is the same, but the part is cooled down at minus 30 degrees. Okay, so we did that, for example, for our PCPBT. For our PCPBT, is low temperature impact strength material. So even at minus 30 degrees, then even at minus 30 degrees, we have a high impact strength. You will maintain, I think, 70% of its 25 degree. So that's why you have the low temperature one. And then concentration temperature, we explained it. Heat deflection temperature, we explained it. Big softening temperature is basically the same. Big softening temperature is you put a needle in the material, and then the same. You're slowly increasing the temperature, and then you check the penetration of the needle in the material. And once it reaches 1 millimeter, then that's the VST. That's the VCAT softening temperature. So it's a different way. The VCAT softening temperature is good for heat resistance that won't undergo much stress, right? So it just needs to stay rigid for itself. So that's the VCAT softening temperature is good for that. The HDT is good to know for the temperature, the operational temperature range of a part. So let's say we were talking about creep, right? So let's say you have a part that needs to withstand like a bracket, and it needs to withstand a certain stress, but at a certain temperature. So maybe the VCAT softening temperature of the material is let's say is let's say 100 degree, but under stress, then even at 60 degree, maybe it will already fail. So that's why you need to look at the HDT more than the Vicat softening temperature. I think you're been thinking about. I've been thinking about trying a flexible filament, but I'm not sure how well it will work with Bowden setup. Okay, Big Plastic is unhappy. You're giving up all the secret. Okay, so David M. Flexible material. Let's do a parenthesis here. Let's go a little bit away from this technical thing, and let's talk about printing TPU. What's the key of printing TPU? Why is that difficult to print TPU? The main reason is, which I'm sure most of you know, in 3D printing, you create pressure. Like let's go to the basic. To 3D print, you basically pressure a filament through a nozzle, right? And then you lay down, right? And to create that pressure to extrude, in 3D printing, you use a drive gear, right? And then that drive gear is going to create some force, and then that force will be translated through the filament to the hot end, to the nozzle, okay? So the problem with flexible is what? The problem with flexible is they don't transfer the force very well because they're flexible. So if you have a part here and then you push it, then it will be very hard for that part to move because I cannot transfer the energy very well. Okay, how do you solve that? Well, one thing you can solve is try to make your 3D printer not requiring that much force to be extruded. Okay, so instead of extruding with having a lot of force, then you extrude by having a material very liquid, not very viscous. So you do that by increasing the nozzle temperature, or increasing your nozzle size, or reducing friction in the nozzle. So anything that would lower the amount, again, breaking up. Again, let's wait until YouTube allow us to talk about flexible filament. Maintaining pressure, constant volumetric extrusion rate. Okay, today will be a short stream. There will be a short stream. YouTube is not happy. Okay, it's back up again. Okay, so I was saying, to print flexible, you either need to decrease the pressure that you need to extrude, or you need to increase the pressure itself. Okay, so why Bowden? Usually people say indirect extruder are not very good because it's even harder to transfer the energy from the extruder to the nozzle. So when I print flexible on Polymaker or Ender 3, then I use crazy high temperature. Like, for example, I print TPU at 240 or 250 because then I only require a small amount of pressure in order to extrude my material. Okay, does that make sense? And that's why we have created TPU HF, high flow. High flow means the melt index of that TPU is very high, which means it won't require as much pressure to be extruded. Okay, if you go and check melt index, and let's check our TPU. Okay, so you can see the HF here. Okay, so this is regular TPU 95. Okay, regular TPU 95, the melt index is 4.5, and 4.5 at 210 degree. Okay, And TPU95 HF, so the high flow version is 9.3. So it means 9.3 gram. Sorry, I didn't bring water. 9.3 gram. And it's at 185 degree. Why? Because if we put 210 degree, the amount is too high. It's above 15 gram. And above 15 gram is considered as not good for this testing method. So now you can see, the advantage of using HF because you won't require pressure. Okay? Breaking up again. Okay, so how about this? Biggest. Let me wait that I'm not breaking up again, and then I will ask the question if we continue a robot explanation, or shall we continue robot voice explanation, or move the stream to Saturday. Internet is not happy today with our in-depth discussions. Yeah, all of this topic, to be honest, all of these topics are really interesting. Like flexible printing, you can solve flexible printing by understanding properly what is happening and by checking what material you're using. What's the melt index of your material? What's the pressure limitation that you can do with your printer? If you understand all of this, then you can print flexible on almost any printer, or at least you will know exactly each printer what they can do, what are they capable of. The stream always works when you are reading chat and breaks up when you start explaining. I think you're talking too fast. Yeah, maybe. All good. Can still understand, just a little slow. That's all. Okay. Well, let's continue as long as it's fun, at least, because I know it's not fun when it's breaking up. So that's for flexible. Okay. There is some other things to consider, like stringing, but stringing is a big topic. Like, what's the difference between stringing and oozing? But now do you see how it's important to read a TDS? If you choose a TPU, who was that? David M, I think, was talking about that. So if you go and choose your TPU, then maybe try to go and check the melt index. That will show you a little bit, how easy that TPU is to print. Try reducing your audio bit rate. Can I do that? Audio, echo cancellation, stereo, automatic, adjust mic volume. Yeah, I'm using Streamlabs, so I don't have much setting to play with. Blah, 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 blah. Is the web page you are using publicly available? Yes, John Sequel. So if you go here, us.polymaker.com, and then you go on material comparison. You go on material comparison, and then you will arrive on the same page I am now. You arrive on that page. So I might load a little bit, but yeah, there you go. So you need to go on us.polymaker.com, and then you go on material comparison. The stream always works when you're chatting. Yeah, I read that one. Printer slicer need better multivariable calibration print to quickly get the right temperature and flow rate. Maybe it is the Power BI tab that makes the stream break. I think it breaks when you load something new on it. Maybe. Okay. Maker Tater. We are going to talk about calibration, actually. As soon as I finish this one, we pretty much finished. Maybe I think we pretty much finished that one. And then we will talk about calibration because there's a lot of things to say. So that's it. So 3 tests. Okay, tensor test, sharp impact strength. Okay. And temperature, thermal properties is breaking up again. Chop, 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 breaks up when you switch to that screen. Okay, so maybe, how about I just close? How about just close? How about I just remove everything? Robot time. Yeah, how about I really think now it's better. I removed everything and then let me just not share the screen. I mean we can talk and let's see if it's better. But I just think that it's just unstable. Like it just go up and down, up and down, up and down. Power BI is too powerful for your internet. Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about the calibration cube. Is there oh nice. Zombie is here. Oh, he was here before. So we talked about nothing wrong with them, just always ordering printing gears. Okay, so the calibration cube. Basically, the idea that was brought up by Zombie, I think, was we were thinking about Printbuster's topic. Printbuster's topic are things that common knowledge have, but in reality is either not true, either not really what people think. So if you guys have some topic like this, then please let me know, because then we can put it in the Printbuster show. So Zombie was saying that the calibration cube is used to calibrate is usually used by most of the people to calibrate your X, Y, Z, and your E step, right? The extrusion step. And he was saying that was the common knowledge, but in reality, you shouldn't calibrate your X, Y, and Z, but you can calibrate your E step. But in that situation, the cube is not really useful. Or we are going to talk about this, but might not be the best test to calibrate your E step. You see, it's picking up again. So I think it's just the internet that is not happy. The internet is not happy. Yeah, I think. Let me wait. That is not breaking up, but I think we're gonna stop. No technical stream on YouTube. That's why the real stuff are being hidden. Okay, I'm not breaking up. So yeah, YouTube says not to now. Yeah, so we're gonna stop. We're gonna stop, guys. I will do another one on Saturday. And actually, I'm thinking we cannot talk technical on YouTube, so that's a good thing that we move Printbuster to Twitch. Can you switch to 8-bit? Yeah, I don't know how to do all of this. I have no idea. I checked the setting, but if it's related to my computer or stuff. Okay, so let me just do the giveaway, and then we'll just stop. It's not very enjoyable for you guys to have that chopping every time, especially when I try to explain something, because it could even get frustrating to have, hey guys, I have the perfect solution of printing TPU. The only thing you need to do is and then that's it. So that's that sorry, just make a joke by myself. So not very enjoyable. Okay, so let's try. We can walk you the setting up OBS. Yes, I think I'm going to do OBS next time. Try restarting your PC. The common fix of the issue, turn it off and back home again. Yeah. But I won't do that now. Let's just draw someone, and then we'll do again on Saturday. Okay. So if you're available on Saturday, you can join on Saturday. I will do a EU time as well, US and EU. Okay. Great. Okay. So ready to draw? We're going to draw two people today. Two people. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drawing our first winner of this very frustrating stream. I really wanted to talk about a lot of things. YouTube on Saturday, yes. Mark and Draka, congratulations. Did you win some? It feels like I've seen that name many times. It feels like I've seen that name many times, no? Are you in the chat? Hi, yes, you are. Have you won before? Somehow I've seen your name. I don't know if it was on Discord or on YouTube, but I've seen your name. Great, you're here again. Yeah, that person. Yes. So you agree, right? Congratulations. You won 3 times. Yeah, don't forget to at least buy 1 or 2 spool of Polymaker, right? you only have this stuff. Sorry, I'm breaking up again. Glad we're stopping the stream. It's not working out. Okay, running again. Running again as soon as the stream gets better. My luck is amazing. Yes, I will buy more. Let's wait that the stream comes back. So it's frustrating, a little bit annoying that that we're locked down and I'm not equipped to stream. Okay, it's coming back now. It's coming back now. Okay, let's draw the next one. Ready? 5, 3, 4, 2, 1. Draw again. We lost momentum. All of this choppy stuff, we lost momentum. We lost excitement. Congratulations to Randall Burke. Randall Burke, are you still there? Are you still there? And don't forget, I make on purpose. That's my new way of counting, because I always miss the 4, so I just missed it and then remember after. Then that's the same, right? I mean, that's still 5 seconds. Are you here, Randall Burke? Oh, yes, you are. Great. Congratulations. So, guys, I'm really sorry about this very well. It's been 1 hour and 30 minutes, and it feels so much like a short stream, like we haven't even started the topic. But unfortunately, it looks like YouTube doesn't want us to explain too much to you guys. So remember, we still have Discord. We can still talk on Discord. If you guys have some topic, if you are interested, then we can jump on Discord even now if you are interested. And then we just go on the channel that is called Talk Science. And then let's talk over there. I mean, guys, I love about science. Whenever you want to talk, just let me know. And then we jump on the channel and then we continue our discussion. Like, if you are intrigued by, okay, I'm so let's finish. It's finished. Thank you very much. Okay, right. Thank you very much for joining the robot stream. See you, everyone, on Saturday. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye, Choppy, apparently.